post talking about the very lewd and crude, disrespectful, dishonoring lyrics of a video by Valiant, and the name of the song, the name of that video is Short Shorts. I thought it was a very disrespectful video, predominantly because of the lyrics. Some people probably don't like the idea of the women in the short shorts, but I give my perspective on that. You know, we have to be careful in terms of how we lambast people when they come into churches in certain outfit. You have to look at the nuances, look at the reason behind it. You know, if it is something pervasive and consistent, then you know that has to be some intervention. Anyway, but the lyrics, definitely, that's a song that needs to be rubbished, dumped, you know. So I went on a live. There's a gentleman that I follow, not a Christian man, just, you know, and his followership is growing, it's growing. And he was basically saying it is so hypocritical because Valiant is not a Christian and they're lambasting him, but they're not lambasting a particular lady who has called herself, whether it's an apostle or bishop. And he played a video of her cursing, I presume it's her son or somebody. She's using very, very lewd, indecent. Indecent is not even a good word to use. Let me tell you, man, she probably make Peter from the Bible look like him never did a try when he used to curse. She almost, I'm wondering if Valiant's words are hers are worse. I'm not sure. It was that bad. And basically telling the child to go and chuck and die and whatnot, and using the bad words, horrible words, terrible. It was bad. You know what I mean? And I'm listening and I'm listening and I'm listening, and it brought back to my mind when I read the book of Jude. Jude has only one verse, one chapter, if you would call it that. And I'm paraphrasing a section of it that talks about, and they crept in, like you would say, sneakingly, you know, very silently. It's like he's saying, we never see them. They found a way to squeeze themselves and to be among us and to be a part of us. Now, let me make this disclaimer. Somebody who is a Christian can probably struggle with using indecent language because maybe it's a lifestyle, maybe how they were raised, how they grew up, how they were socialized. Becoming a Christian doesn't necessarily, you don't go through that necessarily full transformation and deliverance right away. Sometimes it takes time. You know, if people who wasn't even cultured that way find themselves when they're very provoked and angry, cursing words, can you imagine? So it is not so much about that. It is the words. Remember, we talk about lyrics. It's the fact that she's telling what I'm listening, the person saying is her child. That is what the guy is saying. Because I don't know if he investigated. So I don't know. And that is why I'm not calling her name. To go and die. Go out and this. And I mean, I said that. What? I was literally discombobulated. It is the things that she's saying behind the indecent language. And whether it's her child or somebody, but to be telling a human being, and if by his token, this is really somebody who is out there publicly saying that she is an apostle, a bishop, it's somebody that has to be held accountable. No, I've often come here and say, listen, you see, even if they're fake and they're false, be careful how you chide them. It's best to leave them to God. It doesn't mean you can't speak out, you know, you can speak out as it relates to injustices, biases, prejudices, discriminatory things, misconducts, breaches, unlawful acts. You have that right. It is godly. But ensure when you do it with the knowledge that you yourself have flaws. Do it with honor, do it with respect. Now, honor and respect doesn't mean your voice needs to be squeaky and you're keeping your voice. You can be firm, you can be fervent, you can be strong, but ensure that you recognize that you too are flawed. You too are flawed. Now, when you read the book of Jude, it says some of them crept in among us. Not everyone that says the name of the Lord means that they're of God. They're fake, false, liars, deceivers out there. I don't know if really what he has played is it's a person, but I don't think he would want to put himself in a position to be sued. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, because so far a lot of the things that I've seen him post, maybe that's why I follow him, seem to be accurate. And on the basis of somebody's consistent credibility, you can give them the benefit of the doubt. A person who is consistently credible doesn't mean they can't get something wrong a few times. Or seldom they can. All of us, we don't know everything. But I don't know if he would have taken this chance to. Not everyone that says Lord, Lord shall enter. Not everyone who says Jesus means they're of God. That is why Paul said, look here. You see, even if them fake, you see, even if them false, you see, if what they're preaching is actually Bible, just listen to the words. Practice the words. You don't need to follow what they're doing. That is why he said it, because what he's telling you that there are false people out there. There are false people out there. So when he called the name, I went online and was looking at something. I saw a particular church service with what I'm assuming it's hers. And what I saw there, I said, this is clearly not of God. If she were in a certain jurisdiction, a certain country, and that was done, let me tell you, before the service even continues the next 2 minutes, the police would come and lock up every last one of them. Based on what I saw. Based on what I saw. You understand? There are too many things that we get away with it in this country. I'm not saying it can't happen in other countries, you know. But let me tell you, because for the mere fact it has gone public, it is out there. I was just scrolling on Sasa and I saw somebody say, and this is what they call church service. Like a man in a coat and a young girl come and him cover up the coat with the young girl in his bosom, right? What is that? What does that represent? What? What? This country is, I mean, we must be, I drink mad puss piss. I don't even know what else to say. Can't be coke cocaine, because hear me cocaine, right? They say that it cannot be cocaine or crack. It cannot be, because I doubt it would even bring you to that level of hallucination and insanity. Let me tell you something, a lot of things, see, happening in churches, they're cultural, they're not spiritual. It is just for them to find ways of doing things that are unlawful and ungodly. So really has a point. We shouldn't have selective, and I doubt it, because I didn't even see it. If I didn't hear him, I wouldn't have known of it. You know what I mean? I would not have known of it, to be honest with you. So it's not, sometimes you have to be careful. It may not be a case of selective outrage. It could be a case where they're not even familiar with it. Because sometimes when you see these things, you hear about them, but when your eyes actually behold them, like you say, my God, so it really and truly is real. So sometimes you're unaware, like myself, I was unaware of it. So sometimes we have to be careful when we say selective outrage. People are sometimes clueless. Like myself, I was. Until I heard him. And I said, you know what, when I see it, I'll vlog on it. But not everybody is of God. Not everyone is of God. I remember listening to a man who was a Satanist for years. I think he was basically raised in a sense that way. And I never forgot when he said he became some whatever, or some master and whatever it is. And he said he would send out the witches, you know, and said, join the churches, become members, whatever, because we're going to wreak havoc there. We're going to create mayhem there. We're going to cause separation, divorce, all the disunity, all the strife, all the malice, the hate, and so on. But you're going to have to make yourself lovable. So they come in, they become members, get baptized, all of that. Listen to me, people. Fake people are in the churches. Not all of them are real. Not all of them are real. So you have to get that in your psyche and don't act, you know, I shouldn't say don't act too surprised, because sometimes some of the things that I say, boy, when you think you would, you know, not be surprised by some things, they still bowl you over, because you never know how far-reaching the devil uses demons through the people to think up some things to do. Not everybody who said, Lord, Lord is of God. Not everyone. Understand that. So the wheat and the tear shall grow together until the day of harvest. So you just have to accept that. Holy, but not holy, but you have some false ones out there. Anyway,
congratulations to 1 p.m. Mr. Andrew Wallace. The bill of pass, sir. So I want to say congratulations. to you, sir. And big up to every GLP, every labourite, big up on yourself. Because you see, the people on the other side, them not understand politics. And they make a bag of noise, as some people are swear to them bright and they know about this, and them come from the 1960s. Some of them go way as far close to the 1950s, and they swear they know about how Jamaica are, or the two parts of them operate in Jamaica. But this morning we want to say congratulations to Mr. Andrew Wallace and him administration, you understand, for secure this deal, because a lot of people don't understand the importance of this deal. So let me see if I can break it down to you in the morning here. See, Jamaica have get a privilege to get a loan from the IMF, and I think the Royal Bank and a few other entities out there to rebuild back Jamaica from its natural disaster that we faced last year, which is Melissa. See? Alright, people. You see, Japan was the second country in the world with the best economy, right? Then we did have Germany third, with where have the best economy, and then we have, I think, South Korea or North Korea, one of them, either South or North Korea, when come fourth. Right? Listen to me keenly. You see, what Japan and Germany have in common is that those two countries went to war, and those two countries did flatten to rebels, crush out. I mean, them, we don't know what happened to Japan. Japan is the first country where them use a nuclear bomb and flatten them. You understand? I don't know about Germany, because you have North Germany and South Germany, and those countries fight for years on top of years till, you know, them drop bomb on each other and crush each other, crush out them one another. So it's like they were left with nothing, right? Then in space of 30 years, Japan and Germany just come back on top like nothing never happened. Like nothing happened. How that? Like them build back them country like out of thin air, like how that does happen so? You know how comes it happen? Because they get the same deal that Jamaica just get. They get the same deal like what Jamaica just get. The IMF loan them money so them can build back. A lot of people didn't know that all this time when we are borrow money from the IMF, it was not to build. It was only like to just buy some US dollars so they could sell US dollars to some people, and the people then can go use the US dollars go purchase things. You understand? Go buy a car, go buy clothing for putting at them business place. This is the first time Jamaica is getting money from the IMF. So it's a privilege. Just like how Japan get it and Germany get it. That's why them country they afford to build back in a 30 years time after them was crushed to nothing. After how much in bombers and drop on them, mash them down. So this administration, JLP, stick to a certain principle regarding what even is coming from the PAMP, stick to certain principle where that they build up this trust with the IMF, so we could get this big awesome loan right now, so we can start do some things in the country. When you hear this man say he want Jamaica to be the next Singapore, give the man a chance, man. Believe in the process, man. Believe in the process, people. We're not going to say corruption and then things are not going to do. Corruption always there in a government. Anyway you turn and turn. Corruption there in every sector, every part of government. Right? But for some reason, this administration, we are seeing what they are doing. Things is happening in real time. Every part of Jamaica where you look at these things are going. So big up 1 PM, brother. Big up Mr. Andrew Wallace and his team. Imagine places like Ghana, Nigeria, and some other part of Africa. We have a whole heap of copper, oil, diamond, gold. Them have it all. Where the world depend upon. But them not get this a deal, yeah. They not getting a deal to do no construction thing. Look how much resources those countries have, you know. Them have the copper, them have the silver, them have the gold, them have oil, them have other mineral things where, you know, where them say them are using a phone, computers and laptops and all of the things them have that done in Africa there. But yet still them still can't get a deal like this where they can borrow the money from the international funding people them to do any construction. Then I get the same deal, but Jamaica just get that. We get the same deal like what Singapore get. We get the same deal like what Japan get. We get the same deal like what Germany get. We can't take the IMF money now and do construction or do building or everything right now. One never knows how that happen. My applause are skirt. You big old bright PMP them over there, so how do I explain them things that to the people them? Are these things you know to tell people, you know? Jamaica is on a part where we can't take all the money, build all factories, if you do some export and them thing there. You understand? And then on top of this, Jamaica might just get so lucky where we have oil now. We don't know see what go on, but remember me tell you, when them say, what's the next big thing in Jamaica? It's right here now, people. Jamaica is so blessed. What is the next big thing is coming in Jamaica? Because Jamaica always have some big things happening, you know. If you just lift way up. But some people need to be more mindful of everything. You have to think about things, bro. Think about things and who know things, you have to educate other people about the thing. And that start make people be ignorant and have personal feelings about other people. You understand? So that's my morning.
You're good?
There, man. Alright. I'm out. Yeah, man, start educating other people and make them understand what is